All right, thank you for tuning in. We are back. Melvin Moore, Ishmael Sistrunk with the St. Louis American. It's been a while since we done a video, holidays and
Right.
traveling and just busyness, but finally able to get back at it. And what a time it is, Melvin. Today, 2 o'clock Central Time, 3 p.m. Eastern, NBA trade deadline.
Trade deadline. The
Just
infamous
passed.
trade
The
deadline.
infamous trade deadline. And this deadline has been more crazy, more frantic, more busy than usual. A lot of that has to do with the trade that didn't happen involving your Los Angeles Lakers. So, what do you think about that deal that didn't occur? Anthony Davis from the New Orleans Pelicans made a demand, made a request to be traded. He wanted to go to LA.
Right.
LA wanted him.
Right.
Didn't happen. What are your
Didn't
thoughts?
happen. I think it's a little mixture of pettiness and good business on the Pelicans' part. They know that what the Lakers had to offer was basically the Lakers reboot. It was sending those same players from LA to the Pelicans that were all on the Lakers like 2 years
Right,
ago.
the pre-LeBron Lakers, basically.
Exactly, and that didn't work out too well. So I think they know that they can get the same deal in the summer if they want it, or maybe find something better.
Now, how do you feel about the offer that they made, the Godfather offer, as they called it, where they offered Lonzo Ball, Brandon Ingram, Kyle Kuzma, a couple other guys, 2 first-round picks.
Yeah.
They said that New
Washing
Orleans.
machine, two of the ball boys. They offered whatever they had.
Right.
A statue, I think, one of the
Right.
first.
Everybody except LeBron James was on that.
I think that was just a last ditch effort by Magic to say, hey, you can't say I didn't try. I offered them everything we had, and they didn't take it.
So, how do you feel if you are, say, Lonzo Ball or Brandon Ingram, these young players that the Lakers have groomed? They've grown into talented players now.
True.
How do you feel knowing that you've been offered, like the whole team basically has been offered for Anthony Davis and it didn't happen? And you know that LeBron had something to do with it. He has the same agent with Anthony Davis.
True.
He's been trying to orchestrate him to get there. Like, how does that team function now that that didn't go through?
They got to understand it's a business, and at the end of the day, it's all about winning. Especially in LA, they're about championships and showtime. So you either take it on the chin and keep playing, either wherever you get moved to or wherever you end up staying, which is in LA. Right. I say that I would take that opportunity to really showcase my talent now that that situation's over. Like I can't be traded now. The deadline's over, so I might as well ball out now, and if I get traded in the summer, we'll work from there.
Okay, another quick thing on the Lakers. Do you think your boy Melo is going to end up in LA?
It's looking good to me.
Looking good or looking bad?
Hey,
depends on your perspective.
It's looking good. I think pairing Melo with LeBron would be great because he doesn't have to do as much work. Melo being not having to do as much work, but I think that last couple of trades they made were to free up space, and I can see it happening.
I'm not a Lakers fan, but if I were a Lakers fan, I would not want it to happen. Nothing against Melo, but Melo is done as a resourceful player.
Hey, but he can still get buckets, and that's what they are missing a lot of times. They go into those lows where they can't buy a bucket. Okay. Melo's gonna get some buckets.
Yeah, he will, but he'll destroy your locker room too. But
in your opinion, it's already destroyed.
Right. Could be. All right, so
I tried.
Let's talk about some of the trades that did happen. First, one that happened early in the trade deadline, the Dallas Mavericks, they dealt Dennis Smith Jr., let's see, who else was in that trade? DeAndre Jordan, Wesley Matthews, to the New York Knicks for Kristaps Porzingis.
Wesley's already been waived and is signing with the Pacers. I think that was just New York trying to clear cap space.
But what do you feel about them getting rid of Porzingis, who was once built as the savior of the franchise? Now they basically get rid of him for Dennis Smith Jr. and cap space. And they could have drafted Dennis Smith Jr. 2 years ago and passed on him.
True. Well, that means they recognized their mistake and saw the opportunity to fix that, A. And then B, Porzingis is coming back from a terrible injury. And he's young, but he's, 7 feet. 7'3".
Yep,
You never know if that could become a recurring injury or if he's going to be the same player again. So sometimes you got to roll the dice and hope that in the summer you can pick up a Kyrie or a Durant. Because if they pick up either one of them, I think it's worth it.
Yeah, I don't like that gamble for the Knicks because who was the last big name free agent that went to New York? Nobody. Like Melo. He was traded there, but he forced that. So they have trouble drafting. They have trouble in free agency. So you basically gave away your franchise player for Dennis Smith Jr. I love Dennis Smith Jr. He's not a franchise guy, at least not yet.
The Porzingis still has a question mark. We got to see how he looks when he comes back.
He's going to be nice, man. He's going to be nice. All right, let's move on. So the Eastern Conference also had a lot of movers and shakers. The top guys in the East. First, the Philadelphia 76ers. They got Tobias Harris from the Los Angeles Clippers.
Yeah.
Pair him with Embiid, Ben Simmons, Jimmy Butler. They didn't really give away much. They basically gave away some draft picks and some young players. How do you think Tobias Harris will fit in Philly?
The chemistry is yet to be seen, but, I mean, he's a great player. So I think it can only go up from there. I think it helped them in the East, definitely.
Yeah, I think right now they're sitting 5th in the East, but you're adding a guy who averages like 20 points a game, who was a fringe all-star in the Western Conference. So
Yep.
that was like the first big move for the Eastern Conference. Then the Milwaukee Bucks, they traded Jason Smith, Stanley Johnson, who they just got for Thon Maker, and some second-round picks for Nikola Mirotic.
Right.
From New Orleans Pelicans. That's a big deal for me. The Bucks are already first in the East. To add a quality scorer like Mirotic, I think that keeps them as the favorite right now in the East.
I agree with that. I think it's going to be a tough. I'm looking forward to the playoffs, though. I think that all these small moves have made it so that it's going to be, a lot of times it's top heavy in the East. There, you got one favorite, and they kind of cakewalk. But I think this year we're going to have some really good matchups.
Yeah, LeBron leaving the East made it definitely a dogfight to who's going to win it. Because Boston can still win it, Milwaukee can win it, Philly can win it, and Toronto Raptors can win it.
Right.
The last deal we'll talk about is with the Raptors. So they acquired Jonas Valanciunas and Delon Wright and C.J. Miles, or they traded those guys away to get Marc Gasol from the Memphis Grizzlies. This is a guy who's been an all-star multiple times. How does Gasol fit in Toronto?
I think he's a solid player. I don't think he's what they needed to necessarily put them above the teams we just mentioned.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I don't think so.
Even though, Toronto has been in that first spot. They've been first to second for most of the season.
True.
You're adding an all-star center, especially one who can pass the ball. You don't think he makes them better?
Not necessarily.
Okay.
I could be wrong, though. I've been wrong before.
So, if you're picking the East today, after we see all these deals that have been made, who's winning the East?
Man, I got to say it's a toss-up between the Bucks and the Sixers.
Bucks and the Sixers, okay.
Yeah.
I'm rolling with the Bucks. I'm a Giannis guy.
I am too,
so,
man.
And I
Greek freak all
love
day.
Budenholzer. They brought him in, and he's made a big difference. And they've made some moves that I think will really impact. But it'll be interesting to see. The past couple years, we knew Cleveland was going to the finals in the East.
Yeah.
Now we have no idea. It's literally 4 teams with a legitimate shot.
True.
So, any last thoughts on this NBA trade deadline?
Get that Melo jersey ready.
Don't. All right, thanks for tuning in. For those of you who are watching on Facebook Live, make sure you like our page. Make sure you subscribe to these videos. If you're watching us on YouTube, hit that subscribe button, notification squad, and we're going to get back to you on a regular basis. Like I said, we've been gone for a while, but now we're about to get back into these videos. So appreciate you for tuning in.
Take it easy.
Peace.